Lady?
Bystanders were shocked to find a woman leaning against a utility pole, completely motionless. So one of them walked closer to check, but what he saw left him with trauma he'd never forget. The police arrived soon after to investigate. There were bruises on the woman's feet and heels, which meant she died in that exact position, based on the way her head was tilted, like she was holding a phone to her ear while leaning on the streetlight pole. And the thunderstorm the night before, the detectives first came up with a rough idea of what happened. They believed that last night she was on a call, leaning on the pole, and a low lightning strike hit the streetlight. That would have caused her arm muscles to tense up against the pole, and the spasms could have locked her hand and shoulder in place, until the body went stiff. Everyone thought it was just a freak lightning accident, so they lifted her stiff body away from the pole. But what they found next quickly destroyed that theory. There were no burn marks where her body touched the pole, and the streetlight itself had no scratches, no blackening, no damage, nothing that suggested lightning ever hit it. Even stranger, her phone looked brand new. There wasn't even a SIM card inside, and it didn't show any signs of being used. But from her posture, she clearly looked like she was on a call, and the crossbody bag she had with her was completely empty, like she'd been robbed. But if someone really robbed her, why not just take the whole bag? Wouldn't that be easier? This statue-like body, and this weird crime scene? What was really going on? Soon detectives confirmed her identity through fingerprints. It was Carla. Carla was an intern nurse at a hospital, and sometimes she did private modeling jobs on the side for extra money. The autopsy report said she died from sudden cardiac arrest. But here's the scary part. Inside her tissues, they couldn't find signs that her blood had still been circulating, and there was no evidence proving she died from an electric shock either. Her medical record also showed she had no illnesses at all, meaning Carla was basically perfectly healthy, so it made no sense. How does a healthy woman just suddenly drop dead like that? Just as the medical examiner was about to dig deeper, another case came in. A young man had died in a bizarre way on a bench at a bus stop, and his face looked just as strange. His eyes were blank and hollow, exactly like the first victim. On top of that, his back had a bunch of long bruises and marks. Judging by the color of those bruises, he'd been lying there for at least 12 hours. But according to the person who reported it, they were here about 30 minutes earlier, and there was no body here at all. That made the detectives completely confused, because in just 30 minutes, a body couldn't possibly become that stiff. The medical examiner checked the man right away. They found traces of illegal drugs still in his system, so he was probably an addict. But he didn't die from an overdose. His heart also stopped suddenly, just like Carla, and both bodies' livers had turned a terrifying dark red. That usually happens after someone inhales toxic gas. So it looked like both victims might have been attacked with some kind of poison gas, but they still needed the full autopsy report to confirm it. And right in the middle of the detailed examinations, the homicide hotline rang again. This time, the scene was already packed with reporters.